My first experience with Set Free was at the gala last year at this very time, and I had friends that were on the board. I had friends that told me the great things that they were doing. And like many of you first-timers, I was sitting here and I was blown away by the stories I was hearing of what God was doing in India. All of my life, I've wanted to participate in something that looked like the book of Acts. I think we all have. God's pouring out His Spirit. The church is multiplying, miracles are happening, the kingdom of God is expanding. And the stories I heard were the book of Acts happening in India. But as those who know me know, I always like to do a lot of research, and I'm skeptical, and I do due diligence for quite some time. So for the past year, I've asked Sarah Kelly, the wonderful CEO of Set Free, tons of questions. She's been very gracious to meet with me time after time. We have offices in India, and our team in India got to meet with their team in India. We even did cost comparisons on building a campus. And one of the really remarkable things was not only was it good, but the closer I got to Set Free, the more beautiful it became. And I've always wanted to partner with something that had several different characteristics at the same time. I wanted something that had a clear vision, something that had transparency and numbers in their finances. I wanted something with a provable goal, a provable method. And I wanted something that had infrastructure, that the more you poured into it, you weren't going to actually do harm by overinvesting. And I found some things that are two of those things. I found a few things that are three of those things. I've never found anything that's all four of those things until I met Set Free at the gala last year. So it's a way that we can participate in the book of Acts happening in India. And one of the things I asked Sarah when I was doing my due diligence is that she said there were 2,000 Christ villages in India. And I said, can you fact check that number for me? I want to believe that number, but that just sounds like 2,000 villages renaming themselves Christ villages. What's the exact precise number? And so she came back to me and she said, you know what, it's not 2,000, it's 2,800. And then she said, not only that, but there's about 6,000 that are 60 to 80% Christian, and they're what we call near to being a Christ village. These are just amazing numbers. In the book of Philippians, the Apostle Paul wrote to Epaphroditus that through his gifts, he was making a fragrant offering and a pleasing sacrifice to God. And so what that means is that even if we don't make it to India ourselves, by our gifts, we're participating in the work that Set Free is doing over there. We're participating in the book of Acts that's happening in India right now. And that's a really thrilling place to be. So I would encourage you tonight to prayerfully consider going big and investing in Set Free. The things that they're doing are really remarkable. And the final thing I'll say, particularly to those of you that are Christian business owners, the enemies of God are using their businesses to thwart the purposes of God. So how much more should Christian business owners be investing in things that make the Lord's name great? So thank you for your time tonight, and God bless.